Hurry up.
Hey guys, and welcome to the second book analysis on my YouTube channel. Before I continue, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, the book we are going to be analyzing today is The 48 Laws of Power, written by Robert Greene, one of the most famous books in terms of power and in terms of psychology. But before I begin, I want to tell you guys how I'm going to structure each law. So in the book, Robert Greene, he starts each law off with a transgression. So he will give you a time in history when the law was used in a wrong way and someone actually got the opposite effect. And then he will give you an observance where someone used the law in the right way and they got the good effect from it. And then after that, I will give you guys the reversal, which gives you certain points in time where the law might not be good and it can be reversed and you can use the other way to gain power in that sense. Law number 1, never outshine the master. Transgression. The transgression of this law starts off by telling a story that occurred in Europe between Louis XIV, the King of France, and his finance minister, Nicolas Fouquet. This story involves the Prime Minister of the country resigning, and Fouquet wanted to take his position and be the successor. In order to do so, he threw one of the most lavish parties in history, with plenty of powerful people. The party began with a 7-course dinner. There was some theater and even some fireworks. But after the party, the king felt insecure and sentenced Fouquet to prison. Fouquet spent the last 20 years of his life in solitary confinement. Louis XIV was an arrogant man that always wanted to be the center of attention, like most powerful people. This shows that you should never glow too much in front of someone above you or in power. Observance. The observance of the law shows famous astrologer Galileo. Galileo was trying to get his way with those in power, but he was failing. So he tried something new, and when he discovered the 4 moons of Jupiter, he named it after Cosimo II. This gave Galileo a job as his main philosopher and mathematician. You have to make your master feel more brilliant than everyone. Galileo achieved much more when he simply made those above him feel extremely powerful than he did through years of begging for what he wanted. Galileo did not outshine the master, he made the master outshine all others. He did not make him feel insecure and ignoble, but rather powerful and superior. This was a win-win, as Galileo ended up on top as well. Reversal. You cannot worry about upsetting every single person that may be above you. Some people are weak, and trying to take advantage of that may be in your best interest. Outdo him, outcharm him, and most importantly, outsmart him. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Transgression. In the mid-9th century AD, a man named Michael III took over the throne in the Byzantine Empire. Michael's whole family had either been imprisoned or slaughtered, and he had nobody to turn to for help or advice, as he was a very inexperienced ruler. He needed a counselor, and he was running short on people that were trustworthy enough to do the job. So he turned to his best friend with no political experience, Basilius. Basilius had saved Michael's life prior to this, and Michael felt that he could trust Basilius, so he showered him with gifts and expensive, luxurious favors. While looking for his counselor, there were 2 options, Basilius and the much more qualified Bardas. However, Michael III chose his friend, Basilius. Basilius kept asking for more and more money to support his lifestyle, and Michael would give it with zero hesitation, doubling and even tripling his salary. Basilius started convincing Michael that Michael's uncle and chief of military, Bardas, was trying to take over the throne. Michael was fully convinced, and Basilius stabbed Bardas to death. After this, Basilius asked Michael to become the head of the army, to which Michael agreed. A couple years later, Michael needed help financially and asked Basilius for assistance, due to all the help Michael has given him. To Michael's surprise, Basilius refused. Michael soon realized that he blindly gave Basilius more power than he had himself. One day he woke up to a legion of soldiers stabbing the emperor to death, from Basilius's orders. Basilius then declared himself emperor and rode around Byzantium with Michael's head on a pike. Observance. In the early centuries, China was going through a power cycle where the army of the country would plot to kill a weak emperor. The army would do so, and then replace him with a strong general. This would lead to the general also getting killed. Being emperor of China was a weak position. However, in AD 959, Emperor Sung knew the odds and understood that he was soon to be murdered, and so he played things a little differently. He had a lavish party for the whole military and got them drunk off wine. He would dismiss everybody except for the generals. He told them that he would give them riches, luxury, and women whenever they want. He turned these hungry wolves that were ready to betray him and take his place into weak lambs that would do whatever he said. In 971 AD, King Liu of the Southern Han had finally surrendered his rebellion against Emperor Sung, and he was invited for drinks with Emperor Sung. Liu was scared that Sung was trying to poison him, so Sung took the glass he offered and drank it himself to prove it was not poison. After that, Liu and Sung were trusted friends for the rest of their lives. Emperor Sung leveraged enemies to his advantage and gained even more power because of it. Reversal. In some cases, friends can be useful to get dirty work done. Things that you don't really get credit for. Friends can also be used as scapegoats in a bad position where someone needs to be blamed. Law number 3. Conceal your intentions. Transgression. In 17th century France, Marquis de Sévigné was trying to pursue a young, beautiful woman. He asked Ninon de L'Enclos for help. Ninon told him that he had to treat his battle like a war, and he had to carefully lay siege on it like any general, paying attention to every detail. Marquis was making it abundantly clear to the woman that he was interested. Ninon told him to start creating some distance and to be more nonchalant, act like a friend. Once he got her confused, it would be smart to talk to other women and almost avoid her so she'd be even more confused. This also makes the girl feel like Marquis is desired by others, which is a great tool for seduction. However, Marquis decided to show the woman his intentions and confessed his love to her. This broke the spell. She avoided seeing him and Marquis failed. Observance. In 1850, Otto von Bismarck was the deputy of the Parliament of Prussia. He wanted to go to war with Austria, but the king wanted peace. Bismarck knew the Prussian military was weak and would probably lose, so he formed a carefully calculated plan. He made a speech making it seem like he wanted peace, earned the king's trust, and the king made him prime minister. With this power, he strengthened the Prussian military and turned it into a superpower. This made them beat Austria and unite Germany. These were his intentions the entire time, but he never revealed it. Reversal. The problem with this law arises once you practice it for a long time and gain a reputation as a deceiver. People will start to see through your tricks and they will tend to not work anymore. Anyways guys, that's it for laws 1 to 3. I'll be back with laws 4 to 6 in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.